Thanks for joining me. The Turkish towel is well known throughout the world, and in today's video, I wanted to take you to the epicenter of their production in the province of Denizli, Turkey. Denizli is located in the southwest of Turkey, about halfway between Izmir and Antalya. In particular, we checked out the city of Buldan, which is about a 45-minute drive from the larger city of Denizli. The drive into Buldan was pleasant, with views of roadside vineyards bursting with grapes under the summer sun, and fields of various fruit trees. Actually, both my husband and I mentioned how the surroundings reminded us a lot of Napa Valley. We ascended up the hill into the city, which has a population of roughly 15,000. The downtown of Buldan is small and walkable, and most notable, of course, are all of the small shops lining the streets with their textiles on display along the sidewalks. If you're already in the area visiting the famous Pamukkale, then I'd highly recommend taking the short drive over to Buldan to see some genuine Turkish towels. They make the perfect gift, and prices here are much less than in Istanbul. A few years back, I actually bought a few towels in Istanbul from a higher-end Turkish towel shop, and they're really great quality towels that I still use to this day, and funnily enough, we actually found the brand's supplier here in Buldan, so I got another towel from them directly for a much better price. The stores were filled with all sorts of towels, peshtemels, bathrobes, and more in every color of the rainbow, and all of the shopkeepers were knowledgeable on their products and eager to explain the particulars of their process. By far the best part, though, was getting to see the weaving process up close and personal. There were quite a few shops that had looms not just for display, but that were actively being used. I never saw anything like this before, and it was really fascinating to watch. One of my favorite spots was this shop just off of the main intersection called Kaçanoğlu, named after the owner. As you walk into the store, you'll be greeted by the owner's beloved bird, Pasha. And this gentleman is actually quite distinguished in his craft, and he's even been recognized by the Turkish government for his work. He's been learning how to weave since he was a child, and he continued in the tradition after being a teacher for many years. The shop was oozing with old-world charm, and we were surrounded by antique trinkets and stacks upon stacks of handmade silk and cotton scarves. had a loom in his shop, and another gentleman was actually working on a scarf while we were there. It was really entrancing to watch this ancient craft up close, and he said a scarf like this takes roughly 3 hours to complete, give or take, just kind of depending on the technique that's used. I ended up picking out a simple white cotton scarf as a gift, and I was shocked at the price because it was only $6. It's hard to imagine all the work that goes into these pieces being sold for such little money. Now, of course, as a consumer this is nice, but in my opinion, his works are worth so much more. The experience of being able to see this process in person is something I'll always remember, as well as this sweet and humble artist. We stopped at a restaurant downtown to get a few plates to share, and my husband got some ayran to go with his food. Ayran is a very popular drink in Turkey. It's essentially a slightly salty, watered-down yogurt drink, and sometimes it's served with foam on top. The idea of it sounds really refreshing with hot food, but as much as I've tried to like it, I still find it a bit hard to enjoy. Of course, after food, we also had to get some Turkish tea. My husband can't function unless he has tea after his food. I'm actually not much of a fan of hot tea, so I enjoyed a bottle of gazoz, which is a sort of carbonated sugar water that has a really light fruit syrup flavoring to it. Tea houses like this are found in even the smallest villages in Turkey. And traditionally, you'll see men of a certain age gathering here to drink tea, smoke their cigarettes, and discuss the politics of the day. The owner at this particular shop was incredibly kind. He didn't even want to accept payment from us at the end. And this is something that really stood out to us in Buldan, from shopkeepers and restaurant staff and even fellow drivers on the road. We just noticed that the people here were extra kind and smiley. Buldan turned out to be an absolute charm. I actually can't wait to go back again and take more time to explore the area. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and if you'd like to see more from my perspective as an American living in Turkey, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and giving this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate your time. See you soon from Turkey. Thanks!